Hi there, my name's Andy Hillier and today's guitar lesson is going to be on Skinny by Billie Eilish. Beautiful little song. I'm going to teach you how to play the whole song, but just before I do, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, which is Andy Hillier, give me a like on the video, press the notifications, all the usual stuff, leave me some comments in the comment section, and if you love what I'm doing, you want to support me, support the channel, and you want the tabs for this, then I'll put them on my Patreon page. A link to that is in the description. My guitar is in standard tuning. Okay, so the song starts with an intro, 4 bars, and it sounds like this. So to play that, the first chord we need is A major 7, which is your first finger on G1, second finger on D2, and third finger on B2. So that's A major 7. You could just strum the chords. I've written out all the finger picking for this bit. Okay, so the finger picking part, I should say, sounds like this. To start with. So you're going to play the A string, and then the D2, then the A, then the G1. So you got. We then play the D string again, then the A string, and then to the B string. So slowly from the beginning. We then play another D, then an A, and then a G. So far you've got. We then play another D, an A, and then take your first finger off and play the open G string, which sounds wrong, but it then hammers it on into the next bar. But let's just play that first bar slowly. Here we go. And like I say, we hammer the first finger back on into bar 2. So we've got then D, A string, and then the G string. So we've got then D, A, to the B string, then D, A, and then the G, and then D, A, and then it's going to do another G at the end. Okay, so the first 2 bars slowly. Bit faster. And up to speed. And then when we play that G1, we're going to then slide our first finger up to G2, going into bar 3. And then this is a bit awkward, this. F sharp minor with a 11th in it and a minor 7. So F sharp minor 11. So your first finger is going to go on G2, little finger on the D4, and I'm using my thumb over the top to play E2. I find it a bit of a struggle, but hopefully you can reach it. The only other way would be to use your first finger up there and use your second finger on the G2. So whichever way you prefer. That might be easier, or your thumb over the top might be easier. We've slid up onto the G2, then you play, G2, then play D4, E2, then the G2 again, then the D4, the E2, open B string, then the D4, E2, back to the G2, D4, E2, and then the E string nearest to the floor. So from the slide, from the one before the bar, you get this. Into the next bar, D4, E2, then the G2, D4, E2, B string, D2, E2, G2, then there's just a D4 on the end. So bars 3 and 4 go. it's kind of like a repeating pattern. So hopefully you're getting the idea with the fingers for that. Okay, so the whole of the line sounds like this. So that's the intro. It then goes on to the next line. So this is the verse, and the first line of the verse is exactly the same as the intro. We then go on to the next line, and we've got a B minor 7 chord. Your first finger is barred from the A string at the 2nd fret, second finger on B3, third finger D4. And we're going to play the A2, the G2, the D4, and then the B3. So you've got, we then play the G string, the D string, and then the E string nearest to the floor. So far you've got, then G, D, then the B string, then the G, then take your second finger off, and we're going to play the B string on fret 2, and then it hammers the second finger onto B3. So you get, so from the beginning of the line you've got, then the G, D, B, G, D, E, G, D, B, and then G. So the first 2 bars of that line you've got. And then bars 11 and 12 go. So to play that, it's based around E7. First finger on G1, second finger D2, little finger on B3. And you play the E, the G1, the D2, and then the B3. So then G1, the D2, then the E string, then G1, D2, B3, and then G1, D2, and then B3. So bar 11. And then into the next bar, we move that finger down to fret 2 on the B string. So B2, then G1, D2, another B2, G1, D2, and then we're going to play the B2 and pull off to the open B string, and at the same time play the D string. So that might feel a bit weird. So if we put bars 11 and 12 together, we get. Okay, so the whole of that line, you've got this. So that's the verse, those 2 lines, and it goes straight on to the chorus. And you're going to do the same kind of finger picking. The chords just change slightly. So you've got A major 7 for 2 bars. Do exactly the same as you did before on the verse with the finger picking. We've then got F sharp minor rather than the F sharp minor 11. So just bar your first finger on the 2nd fret, third finger A4, little finger D4. Then we've got B minor 7 for 2 bars, but then on, you'll see in bar 18, it goes, it moves that B minor 7 up 1 fret to C minor 7, and then up another fret to C sharp minor 7 in bar 19. So bars 17, 18 and 19, you got. and then into bar 20, and we've got this D minor where I'm just playing fret 5 on the A string, B6 and G7. Okay, and that's the chorus. So same kind of finger picking ideas, but just around these chords. So it sounds like this. So you just got to make up the finger picking along the same kind of lines. And then it goes back to the verse, plays the 2 lines of the verse, and then plays this line of the chorus. And then there's a middle 8. I've just missed out. It plays C sharp minor 7, C minor 7, and B minor 7 going into this. So it just goes, and then that B minor 7 is there. And then it goes up to C minor 7, C sharp minor 7, and then back down. So you get this. So you get the idea, it's just B minor 7, then goes to C minor 7, up to C sharp minor 7, and then goes back down. And that repeats around 4 times as a little middle 8. And then the last section is just a little outro. It's all kind of strings, there's no real guitar. But I've written out the chords for you. It sounds like this. So to play that, the first chord is G, third finger E3, second finger E3 nearest to your face, first finger A2, lasts for 3 beats, then you play the note E2, we've then got a D chord, which is just your second finger E2, first finger G2, third finger B3, that lasts for 3 beats, play the note A4, we've then got an A chord, which is just D2, G2 and B2, playing from the A string downwards. And that lasts for 4 beats, and then 2 beats in the next bar, and then you just play the notes A2, A4, back to a G chord, the note E2, a D chord, the note A4, then an A chord, another A chord, A5, A4, another G chord, E2, D chord, A4, then a bar of F sharp minor, bar of D major, bar of B major, which is A2, third finger flat across D, G and the B strings at the 4th fret, and then a D chord, and that's the whole song. So let's just play that little outro. Here we go. 3, 4. And there you have it, that's the whole song. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed that guitar lesson and found it useful. It's a little bit of a tricky one, but hopefully it's made sense. If you have enjoyed it, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, it really does help me out. It's Andy Hillier. Give me a like on the video as well, that helps me get some more views, and the more comments the better. Hopefully I get some more views from that as well. But also just let me know what songs I should do in the comments. Let me know what you thought of the song. Let me know what your favourite song off the new album is. And if you love what I'm doing, you want to support me, keep me doing this, and you want the tabs for this as well, then I'll put them on my Patreon page. A link to that is in the description. Well, thanks for watching this. I do really appreciate it. I've been Andy Hillier, and I'll see you next time.